Thursday will be Mauricio Pochettino's debut in a competitive match, leading the way down in Kingston, taking on Jamaica. Now that you will be a naturalized American, you have a big stake in this. What do you think of Pochettino? Let's start off fundamentally. What do you think of Pochettino becoming the United States men's national team coach in the first place? And then we'll get into what this camp looks like.
I think it's a massive borderline coup for the U.S. men's national team to have enticed a coach of genuine pedigree and track record of Pochettino, despite what a lot of his prior fan bases might feel about his actual success rate. I think he's a fantastic coach. I think he's a mark above any coach that the U.S. national team has ever had. And I think the U.S. national team took themselves seriously by going, you know what? We're not going to do politics. We're not going to do nepotism. We're not going to do the old boys network. Oh, this guy used to play for the national team. We'll just go get him. It's not about that. It's about we need a really good coach. Who's available? Who's there? Who can we get? And they went out and they got not only a name, but they got a really, really good coach. And I'm really excited for the future of this program because there is more talent available to this squad than there's ever been. And I'm telling you, Pochettino might be the guy to meld it all together into a borderline world-class team. I mean it, and that's not hyperbole.
So last time these two teams met was in the Nations League in March, and it took a stoppage time own goal from Jamaica and then two Haji Wright extra time goals. So question for long ball number one, will this team show improvement to the side that narrowly escaped Jamaica in the Nations League in the spring?
I don't know what you think about this, Rob, but I think it all depends on how ambitious and how early Pochettino wants to set out his stall. Does he want to do Pochettino things on day one, or does he want to work with what he's got on day one and slowly introduce his style and his fundamental football ethos? It could go either way, but I mean, there's no reason why Pochettino can't stay within the confines of common sense, but still put his own stamp on this game. And I fully expect the US to show up today. I really do.
It might be quite the test. I think it will be quite the test. Jamaica now led by Englishman Steve McLaren since August. They're unbeaten in their first four matches under McLaren. Leon Bailey was absent from this side for a good portion of this year's Jamaica matches, back in the side. What do you make of McLaren jumping ship from Man United to join Jamaica? And do you think Leon Bailey and the Reggae Boys will, be improved themselves?
All right, two-part answer. Number one, where would you rather live, Wythenshawe or Kingston? Right? He's not going to need a number. Remember the whole Wally with the Brolly thing a few years ago?
Yes. Now he's melting into the culture in Jamaica is this opening quote. And no need for brawlies in Kingston. Absolutely. You don't think? Not often, at least.
Yeah, and I mean, look, Jamaica have got a lot of moments players. I don't think they have that much in the way of world-class outstanding talent, but they've got one of those sort of any given Sunday type guys everywhere you look. I mean, I really like Bobby De Cordova-Reid, who's Premier League veteran. He's played for Fulham. He's at Leicester now. Mikhail Antonio, the big boy up front, Amari Gray, even Romario Williams, who actually plays in USL Championship for Indy 11. He's a really good player. They're all capable of these off the wall, exciting moments, and you just don't know. You just don't know where a moment is going to come from a team like this.
Well, that said, the United States have some changes and kind of some maybe possible formation swaps. I know Jason on his program and our show on Monday, we're hypothesizing of what this could look like. Is Pochettino going to make a formation change? There's only two fullbacks in this squad, 5 center backs, kind of painting the way towards, is this going to be a back three and maybe a 3-4-3 from Pochettino?
Well, we were talking about this a little bit last night, Rob. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, I'm all about putting your best players on the team, right? I'm all about putting your best talent on the field and figuring out a way to make it work. Where are the fullbacks in this squad? Where are the two solid fullbacks as a back four that really make this work? I really don't see it, and so this would be a great time against a not necessarily world-class opponent, right? Now would be the time to do something like that and see where you stand with it.
Yeah, Jamaica, I refer to them as the team in CONCACAF with the lowest basement and the highest ceiling. They've really put together performances that have been anywhere between outstanding and, rubbish, for lack of a better term. Be interesting to see what team shows up for Steve McLaren in this competitive game against the United States. They had to do some qualifying, so they've had some competitive matches under him already. Like I said, unbeaten in 4. This should be like you said, the place where you obviously need to get the win because it is a quarterfinal, but at the same time, it isn't Mexico, and we're not. The United States isn't playing against any world beaters. If you were to pick a back three, I'm trying to pick through the list of available center backs, and that's a big question mark. Obviously, there's 4 keepers in this squad, 5 center backs. Question marks over both of those positions. Do you think that the personnel available, Pochettino, can execute a back three? I'm scared that it'll turn into a back 5.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, from the look of the squad, it looks as though that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to pack his squad with some stout bodies to sort of play that flat back three. Guys like Tim Ream, you're not going to get that much of an attacking force from this guy. He's about what is he, 61, 62 now? I can't remember. But good player, don't get me wrong. But like, where's this dynamic, thrust-in, versatile back four? I don't really see it. I don't really see it in this squad. So maybe he's picked his squad around the principle of doing a back three. And there's some really good defenders in this squad. Miles Robinson, Anthony Robinson, Chris Richards, as well as Ream. So I mean, you could definitely, with a little bit of practice, a little bit of training time, a little bit of a philosophy adjustment, this team works really well for like one of those fashionable 3-4-2-1s or 3-5-2, something like that.
Yeah, 3-5-2 perhaps, but one of the more fun positions, obviously, to kind of parse through. I challenged you to put together what you'd like to see from the front three. Who do you want Mauricio Pochettino to select for the front three in his first competitive game against Jamaica away?
Are you asking me because I'm American now?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, who is your American strike force, Luke?
Well, despite the comment in the YouTube comment section that the show is too British today, which I humbly apologize for.
Hey, he's one of America's favorite Welshmen. Come on, Urias.
I'm one of y'all now. See how I said you all? Front three. I could not begin to guess how this is going to line up. I really couldn't. And this is not me passing the buck. For me, it's about putting your best talent up in the squad and figuring out as you go. And sometimes that involves going against the grain a little bit. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of playing with a false 9. And I think Pulisic is I'm allowed to say this now. Pulisic is borderline world class. Put him in the false 9. Put 2 competent forwards that are okay playing wide alongside him. Make that work. For me, if I'm Pochettino, which I'm absolutely not in any to any degree at all, that's what I would go with to start with, because you don't have a 9. America has not had a 9 for quite some time. Who was the last solid 9, actual big boy striker that the United States had? Was it Josie?
It really was.
You haven't had a Josie for a while, so do something else instead. Put Pulisic as a false 9, deep lying, let him do his thing, and put some competent runners either side of him. I don't see that not working. I really don't. So for me, it would be Pulisic at the 9, and then you can pick your outside back. You can pick your outside too. I like Pepe. He scored goals at this level before, so I really do trust him. And then your other one is to pick him.
Yeah, there are a number of choices on the outside. I wouldn't mind seeing Kate Cowell, even though I doubt that he'll get the nod. He might get some late game moments, but if I was just going to go with a traditional front three, I would go Pulisic left, Pepe at the 9, and Weah on the right hand side. He's pretty versatile down the right. He scored kind of in like from a wingback position for Juventus at the weekend. If it's a 4-2-3-1, I'd again with the squad available, it's hard to see him playing with a back four. But if they do that, I would like to see Zendejas get a good run out. I've seen him play for his club in Mexico, and he looks really dynamic and has a bit of a magical left foot. Pulisic as that 10, way on the right, and then again Pepe leading the line. The only real camp note, usually there's some sort of a quote or something buzzy in the camp. Nothing too much. The one quote I saw from the players' press conference in camp was Pepe saying he was ready to start. He's been very patient, waiting for his opportunity to, be a starting striker. Not really getting a whole lot of opportunities, so it would be interesting to see. He's saying he's ready. Can Pepe be that next? He's shown flashes of it. Nations League, he scored some big goals, and some in the World Cup qualifications, he scored some timely goals. So I'd like to see Pepe leading the line, no matter what formation they come out in on Thursday night. That is in the evening from Kingston on Thursday.